The January transfer window was uneventful, but more about the people who didn't come as opposed to the people who did. One thing became painfully obvious to me, though, during the course of the transfer window. We'll go over that here in a little bit. Today, it's games against Cologne, an enemy of the People Hertha Berlin, as we continue our Bundesliga campaign to finish upper mid-table. It may or may not be possible. My name's FM21, and this is the Red Devils Rising. Bino Gittins' experiment is a failure. The guy is just injured way too much. I didn't think, I know we've looked at this before, when we looked at his injury history, even though it says he's fairly susceptible to injuries, they were all of like the day variety, except a couple where it was like a pulled thigh for 4 weeks, or a twisted ankle for 4 weeks, or something like that. But since he signed with us, sprained ankle ligaments for 3 weeks, a tight groin, broken ribs for 7 weeks, and a calf strain that's 2 to 4 weeks. I paid a lot of money for him. I took a risk on him. Sometimes risks don't pay off. And frankly, if I were still going to be in charge during the summer transfer window, I would move him. And in my version of the summer transfer window, I'm going to. I tried signing a couple of replacements for him. They decided to go to bigger clubs, or not bigger clubs, but different clubs. There was one. My scout found Giorgio Odessi. He is a striker, but I was going to play him at advanced midfielder on the left, or rather as an inside forward or an inverted winger, because he is right-footed. He is very, very good physically, mentally. He has all the skills I like. Technically, he's really good. Finishing, first touch, passing technique. His crossing was up there as well. He decided to go to Bologna instead. He did not want to come to Germany. So, yeah, he would have been a capable replacement for Bino Gittins. The more I look into it, especially with Held and Kraus over there. No, Kraus is on the right. Kraus is on the left. Kraus is both sides. With Held and Gittins, I think Held's kind of topped out. He's the Jan Zivkak version of my advanced midfielder on the left. So I would be looking for a replacement for him come the summertime. Lewis' pickup is from Cardiff Met Uni. He was on an expired contract. I took a look at him. He's 19 years old. I thought, for a defensive center back, why not? His pace and agility are probably a little bit on the low side. I suspect those are going to be closer to 9 than they are 3 and 4. But even if they aren't, I think we can still work on that. He comes in his depth on the under 19. He's going to come in his depth on the under 19 squad more than anything else. He might get some first team playing time as a backup. He might not. But for a guy we're signing on a free, it's low risk, high reward there. On the ends, Jose Jesus Sanchez was a youth player from Malaga I had my eye on for a while. I picked him up because he is a pure box-to-box midfielder, and I like playing box-to-box midfielders. 22 years old, 4.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential ability, physically solid across the board. The 17 stamina is nice, as is the 16 natural fitness. He's got good jumping reach for a 6'1" individual. His heading isn't the best, though. I'm still trying to kind of figure that out. You'd think they'd both be at least relatively equal. Mentally, again, solid across the board. Technically, 16 first touch is nice. 18 passing is great. 14 tackling. 10 marking is a little bit on the low side for a player in this position, but we can work on that. He is paired up with Philippe. Swiderski's kind of the odd man out looking in. There were a couple teams that made offers for him in the January transfer window. He wasn't interested in talking to them, but I suspect come the summer transfer window, he would move on. Game-wise, January was not nice to us. We got beat by Hoffenheim 3-0. We drew with Mainz 3-3 thanks to goals by Ojeda, Sutherland, and Arjau. And then Schalke beat us 2-0. This is the game Peter Thiel got injured in. This is the game Jamie Bino's Gittins picked up his current injury in. I didn't play any friendlies during the offseason. I did a decent amount of training, though, and I'm wondering if that may have been the wrong course of action to take. Scheduling some friendlies may have been nice, but, yeah. I totally forgot to look at the people on the outs. We'll head back there real quick. On the outs, Lu Wan, the Chinese midfielder I picked up, who never really got any playing time here and was adamant he was an important player and wanted an important player contract. Moved to Fortuna Dusseldorf for 45,500 euros. Alex Martinez and Eric Gasana. I had a bunch of clubs come after these two youngsters, offering me anywhere from 110,000 to 3.3 million euros for their services. For their contracts, actually. I declined them all every time, sent them out on loan. Martinez went to Benevento. Gasana went to Maritomo. Gasana is a young striker with a decent amount of potential. And Martinez is a right back. No, he's a midfielder, also with a decent amount of potential. The plan was to loan these kids out next year, get them some playing time on teams against some decent comparable opposition, so they would improve that way as well. So for our total transfer budget this season, we spent 140, we sold 67. Still leaves us a ton of money in the bank, and the board is actually a little bit upset I didn't spend all of this. But I've always had the philosophy of I'm not going to spend 70 million on a, in this case 72 million euros. I'm not going to spend 72 million euros on a player just so I can say I spent 72 million euros on a player, no matter how much I think he's going to improve the team. So currently, Ojeda leads us with 11 goals. Decker has the highest average rating at 7.3. Burnett, 9 assists. Decker, 5 Players of the Match awards. Felipe has the 1 red card. League table-wise, our losing streak has pushed us down. We're still in 9th place, but the points are close enough here that we could still jump up into 5th and possibly 4th or 3rd, depending on what happens. Hertha's running away with the league, so... I'm hoping we give a good accounting of ourselves today. We're playing Cologne and Hertha today. So we got Cologne first. What I'm going to do is set my best 11, check the reserves, and I'm going to be back with that match here in just a bit. And this is the team we are starting today. We got Decker in goal, Jesus, Wiesner, Kriller, and Magahalis as the defensive back four. Sanchez and Lozino as the midfielders. Bloom and Burnett as the attacking midfielders. Ojeda and Sutherland up top as the strikers. No, I don't want Ojeda. Jeez. I want Schmidt. He needs the playing time. To be honest, I'm just looking for... Oh, I need to switch sides. To be honest, I am just looking for us to be competitive today. Magahalis to Lozino. Sends it in, and Bloom is there with the header for his 10th goal of the season. Nice pass from Lozino. Abu missed the header. That let Bloom go up and hit it. Oh, kickoff highlight. Michele to Kochap. Philippe over to Mai. Up to Caritas. Back to Philippe. Up to Luke Bakayoko. Oh, he gets by the defender. Crosses it in. I can't pronounce that last name. Decker's there to get the attempt, though. He throws it out towards Bloom. Sanchez. Up to Schmidt. Schmidt tries crossing it in, but it's knocked away. Bloom has it. Knocked away by Kochap. Magahalis gets there. Goes around the defender. Crosses it in. Sutherland's there, but he heads it over the crossbar. Corner kick. Haskabanovic. Oh, knocked away by Magahalis after the errant header by my defender. Magahalis on the throw and gives it away to Haskabanovic, who just kicks it away. Sanchez to Lozino. Back to Sanchez. Out to Jesus. He crosses it in. Sutherland's there, and he gets a goal. His 11th of the season. Jesus all alone on the left. And a nice cross. And the defender was playing the player, not the ball. Coming up on halftime, we take a 2-0 lead into the locker room. Goals by Dustin Bloom and Macaulay Sutherland. 7 shots, 4 on target. Slight possession advantage. Lozino, long pass to Burnett on the right. He's got help. Instead, he's going to center it to Sutherland. Gets back to Lozino. Out to Magahalis on the right. He crosses it in again. Schmidt's there, but carries with a very nice save. Burnett. Schmidt gets the ball top of the box. What happened there? Oh, Burnett realized... Okay, the commentary said Burnett realized he was offsides and ran away from the ball. Kakashi. Knocked away, but Mai's going to run it down. Philippe. Back to Mai. To Caritas. Short tire. Gives the ball away. Jesus just bangs it forward. Can Schmidt get there? He can't. Mukiele was in his way. Back to Karius. He sends it towards short tire, headed down for Abuchuaka. Caritas skies his effort over the crossbar. A little past 60 minutes, we're going to make a change or two here. We're going to get Wiesner off and bring on Dressel. And we're going to get Carrillo off and bring on Bejger. I told them both I would get them more playing time. Jesus to Bloom, centers it to Burnett. He feeds Bloom, and he takes the shot, but Karius is there with a nice stop. Jesus picked up an injury. Okay, Lozino. Back to Dressel. All the way back to Decker. Dressel. Oh, barely gets the ball to Jesus. Schmidt got by the defender. Takes the shot, puts it away for his 5th goal of the season. Well done. That was a good pass. Schmidt, who's not the speediest of players, did well to get by the defender there. Oh, Karius waited too long to react. Sometimes some things are true in FM too. Swiderski can play I hit the wrong thing. Swiderski can play defensive left back, so we will bring him in the last few minutes of the game. Don't want Jesus injuring himself. Magahalis to Lozino, back to Magahalis. To Lozino. He feeds Burnett to he tried getting it to Schmidt, but Mai stepped in front of him. Short tire with the ball. Sends it to Caritas, who absolutely blasts a cannon of a shot into the back of the net. Nice header by Asasher to short tire. Caritas just sitting between the defenders. I think Decker dove out of the way just to preserve his life. Caritas back to Kakashi. He drives forward to Mai. Philippe to Caritas. Sacher takes the shot. It's wide right. I'm pronouncing that like it's French. It might not be. Mukiele, top of the box, loses the ball. Sutherland to Sanchez. Out to Bloom. To Schmidt. Sanchez takes the shot, puts it in the back of the net. His first goal of the season in a Kaisersalutern uniform. That was really nice. Just sitting between the defenders at the top of the box. Karius made a nice effort, but wasn't to be. And that is the game with a 4-1 victory over Cologne, thanks to goals by Bloom, Sutherland, Schmidt, and Sanchez. We win a good all-around performance by the team. Jose Jesus is player of the match. He did really good as a defensive left back. He's learning the position. It'll be a year before he's probably fully competent at it, but he had 2 assists today. That was really good. Guardiola is the Spanish captain. Got hired as the head coach of Inter in 24, won the cup in 26, resigned to be the Spanish head coach. Well, we have enemy of the people, Hertha Berlin, coming up there in first place. I'm going to save the game here, get through the week, hopefully injury-free, and we will be back with that match in just a bit. The theme for the season is injuries of every sort of variety, from minor annoyances to long-term injuries. This week, it was all minor annoyances. Martin Swiderski, Louis Philippe, Miguel Magahalis, all picked up niggling injuries of one sort or another. Now, this says Magahalis will return to full fitness immediately. I'm not a huge believer in that. I'm not going to put my faith in that. Swiderski's out. Or Swiderski's good for 45 minutes. Might bring him on in the second half. Same thing with Louis Philippe. He was supposed to be out for a little bit longer. It's just the way the ball bounces sometimes. This is who we're starting today. We got Decker in goal, Jesus, Bejger, Carrillo, and Warrington as the defensive back 4. Warrington is my young Canadian international defensive right back. He has a decent amount of potential. I think with some more playing time, we were training him on aerial. What the hell? I mean, the biggest drawback is his height. He's only 5'3", but he's a speedy wing back. He's a decent crosser and dribbler. He's got decent technique. The Brave is a little bit on the low side, but combined with the 3 jumping reach and the 5 heading, you can kind of sort of see why. He's not going to be challenging in the air all that often unless he jumps off someone's back or they give him a boost. But that's who we have today. We got Decker, Jesus, Bejker, and Carrillo Warrington as the defensive back 5. We've got Decker in goal, Jesus, Bejker, Carrillo, and Warrington as the defensive back 4. Matty and Sanchez as the midfielders. Bloom and Burnett as the attacking midfielders. Schmidt and Sutherland up top as the strikers. Oh, that's right. Lozino got injured. He's out for 4 weeks. That's why Matty is getting the... I knew I was missing someone. And, of course, I have my unavailables filtered out. Lozino, you know what? We can check that out here real quick. Twisted his ankle. 2 to 4 weeks. A lot of twisted ankles lately. I don't know if that's a result of the pitch or what. But Hertha is definitely a good squad. They've overtaken Bayern for the league lead. It's a high probability that they're going to win it this year. Stark, Florentino, Vrangs, Barantexa, João Pedro up top as striker. Got our work cut out for us. I'm just looking for a credible result. Warrington to Sanchez on the throw-in. Back to Warrington. Over to Burnett to Sanchez. Up into space. Stark's going to get there before Schmidt, though. Stark gives it away. Warrington gets it down to Sanchez. Up into space for Sutherland. Got by all the defenders. I'm agreeing with the commentary. How did he manage to miss that? It looked like he tried dinking the keeper, but the keeper just stood up. What the heck happened there? Holy cow, did we dodge a bullet. Jesus. Up to Schmidt. Centers it to Sutherland. Back to Schmidt. Stark gets there and knocks it away. Jesus to Bloom on the throw-in. Matty feeds Schmidt. He tries getting it to Bernat, but Alberg's there. Pedro rounds the one defender. Takes the shot, but Decker's there for the save. Texas with a corner kick in. Florentino bounces it off Decker. Ball goes out. Sutherland steals it from Miri. Up to Schmidt. He cuts left. He's got help. Is he going to use it? No, he's going to try and get by Gerardo himself and fail. Gerardo up to Pedro. He gets it down to Barantexa. Baronet. I can't pronounce that. Florentino to Carrillo. Well, Carrillo looks like he got a head on it. Just banged it out. Was probably something completely different. The 2D's, the 2D is 2D, but I like 2D, so. Gerardo takes the shot, but Decker's there to make the save. And Stark scores off the header from Baronet Zaya? Nice near post header. Decker on the goal kick to Carrillo. Up to Sanchez. Back to Decker. He gets it to Matty. Matty drops it off to Sanchez. Up for Schmidt. He gets it out to Burnett on the right. Burnett in the box. Sutherland centers it. Tries centering it rather. Sanchez ends up with it and skies his effort over the crossbar. That would have been a nice goal, but their defense is closing up the gaps really well. When we go into the half, 1-0 down. Hertha's had a lot of shots, but none of them have really been near the goal, except for the one header, which went in. We haven't had many chances or opportunities. 2 shots, 1 on target, but we're doing okay. Gerardo to Miri. Bangs the ball forward. Decker picks it up. Throws it out towards Schmidt. Stark, however, heads it down. Vrangs kicks it to Bernzea, and he puts it far post. That was a horrible, horrible play by Decker. He's supposed to be distributing it to the playmaker, which is either Sanchez or Matty in this case. And instead he goes towards Schmidt, who's guarded by Stark, who's already shown he's good in the air. And Bernzea just... Gerardo to Florentino to Miri. Feeds Pedro. The ball's however knocked away. Goran with it. Bejker knocks that away, but it goes right to Gerardo. Up to Alberg, back to Florentino, to Gordon, to Florentino, to Gerardo on the right. He sends it in, Pedro's there, and he puts it far post. What happened there? Who's my number? My number 4, literally, Bejger turned away from the ball and the player. He wants more playing time. He keeps making stupid mistakes like that. He's not going to get them. We're going to get him off and bring on Dressel. We're going to get Schmidt off and bring on Ojeda. Everybody in the squad's having a horrible game. Except Decker, who's the highest on a 6'8". That's annoying. Jesus on the throw-in. Knocked away. Sanchez is going to get there. To Matty. Back to Sanchez. Up to Dressel. He dinks it over to Ojeda, who puts it far post, but he may have been offsides. No, he wasn't. Watch this assist here. Just moonshots it over. How is Ojeda onside? I was looking at the ball. I wasn't looking at where Ojeda was. For a guy who's coming off the bench, he leads us in goals, which speaks volumes as to our offensive capabilities this season. The nice thing is we're scoring. The nicer thing is we're not relying on one or two players, i.e. a Pellegrini and a De Graca, to score the majority of our goals for us. Like João Pedro on his 31st of the season. We got a lot of players scoring a lot of goals, but frankly, it would be nice to have a João Pedro. I honestly think Nico Schmidt or Sutherland can be that sort of player. And we'll take a look at that after the game here, see where everybody is on goals. Baji. To Miri. Gerardo. Back to Miri. He holds it up, creates a little space. Gerardo gets it in. Vranks is there, can't get it. Baji. Back to Miri. Big scrum in front of the box. Bloom just turns around and kicks it out of bounds. Probably the safest move he can make, especially considering how he's on 5'9". Ojeda's on a 7-1 because he scored the goal. Decker's on a 7-1 because he stopped so many shots. Hodge on the throw-in to Ranks. Pedro's there, and he heads it far post for the 5th of the game. That's his hat trick. Nope, he volleyed it. Warrington on a 5'9", Bloom on a 5'8". Of all the teams to have a bad performance against, it's against first place enemy of the people, Hertha Berlin. Puts us down in 10th. Not doing the post-match press conference after that performance. I think what we're going to do is come back for Borussia Dortmund and Bayer. Borussia Dortmund's 5th, Bayer's a spot below us. We could still sneak up into European football. We just need some good performances. So if we go up and I sort by goals, and I take out second team in the under-19s, Ojeda with 12, Southern with 11, Bloom with 10, Bernat with 7, Schmidt with 5, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Whereas last season it was like Pellegrini with 48, De Graca with 47, Bernat with 7, sort of thing. So Ojeda keeps scoring. Makes me wonder if I should be playing him more. But 6.52 his last few games. Bernat's on a 6.5. We need to turn it around. I think going forward, we have the potential to do that, as it looks like the schedule we're playing. Werder, Bielefeld, Leipzig. Leipzig's a good squad. Augsburg, Paderborn, Bielefeld, Werder, Augsburg. Yeah, we're going to have our opportunities to make some space up, to make some. How can I say this? We're going to have our opportunities to move back up the league, as long as we stay healthy. And this year, who knows? So a really good result against Cologne and a horrible result against Hertha. Frankly, I'm not going to say I was expecting that, but I'm not surprised by that, if that makes sense. If you weren't surprised by that, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think. Questions? Well, a really good performance against Cologne, a not-so-good performance against Hertha. And to be honest, I'm not really surprised by either result. I think a draw against Hertha would have been nice. I don't think we had a chance of beating them unless everything went our way and nothing went their way, as opposed to everything going their way, nothing going our way in this match. It's just the way FM is sometimes. Some days you're going to run into a buzzsaw, and this year the buzzsaw has been Hertha BSC for us. So, if you did like what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'd be interested in your comments on the transfer window. If you did like what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. Questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I will answer those when I can. My name is FM Jellico. I thank you for watching.